Welcome everyone, this is ZOZO Stock Watch, and this is your stock watch list for Tuesday, September 19th. Let's go ahead and look at a little bit of news that came out in the after hours, starting with KTOS, and deploys the world's first autonomous vehicle utilized in live operation on public roadways, KTOS. And a little bit of a pop in that name here tonight, trading $12.49. ALDX announces proposed public offering, ALDX, and this news is courtesy of the trade exchange. And you see that that was moving down a bit in the after hours. I'm hearing pricing. Let's see, pricing 725 to 775 on ALDX. Hearing that, so not yet official. Toys R Us is said to plan bankruptcy filing as soon as tonight or tomorrow. SUPN was halted, reopened SUPN, and that stock took a nosedive. The interim analysis had been completed, and both trials will continue through to completion, and that's on their SPN-810 Phase 3 clinical trials. Anyway, they didn't like that in the after hours, and they sold that one down. QURE, 5 million share offering on QURE. NBRV, that one down a little bit, and this one had a big pop in the pre-market today, then slowly faded off. And NBRV, 80 million offering after the bell. Steelcase came out with earnings after the bell. SCS. And that one popped, but then they lowered their guidance. Guides Q3 lower on earnings per share. Popped, dropped, and kind of just chopping along on SCS in the after hours. MD, WD, public offering, not much. Oh yeah, it did gap down. There's a little dot down here, so I don't know how real that is, but it is down a little bit. MRTX was initiated. MRTX was initiated with a outperform at Oppenheimer, $18 price target on MRTX. And let's see, announces SGMS, Scientific Games Corporation announces reincorporation into Nevada. That one had a big pop today. We've been long this one in the trading room from about, I think it was 38 or so, 38.50 in that area, and trading 41 now. Actually, I think it was before that. It was 37.85, 37.85, and the stock's trading. SGMS is trading 41 now. So a very nice move for our folks in the ZOZO Stock Watch trading room. We do day trading and swing trading in that service. And this was a swing trade that we called in the service. Let's see, as far as other news, plug shareholders to vote on a 1-for-10 reverse split October 23rd meeting. So that's on plug, PLUG. MDWD, 20 million offering, $5 range. MGM, let's see, Senator Investment Group increases stake from 1.3% to 5.5%, and that's MGM. Kramer was out tonight on his show, his 6 p.m. show, and he was saying that the CEO should be fired at Equifax, and that was Kramer on CNBC. Some earnings before Tuesday's open, APOG, AZO, NEOG, and YGE, and that's before the bell. After the bell, we have some big names, Adobe, FedEx, and Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're reporting earnings after the bell. Then we had Zag, CEO. He was on Kramer tonight. Not much reaction, but the stock has moved up so much. And there's the news on ALDX, the pricing possible 725 to 775 for the ALDX pricing on that offering. Let's look at our economic information for tomorrow. Tuesday the 19th, the FOMC meeting begins. Big day Wednesday. Starting at 2 p.m., they'll make their announcement. Are they going to raise rates? Not going to raise rates? 2:30, then we have the presser with Janet Yellen, and that'll be once again at 2:30 p.m. that starts, and that I'm sure will be carried by CNBC in multiple places. For tomorrow, though, we have 8:30 import-export prices, 8:30 housing starts, We have Redbook at 8:55, and then at 4:30 the API crude oil data comes out. So this is going to be, watched for the movement in oil at 4:30, and then tomorrow night we have Japan merchandise trade, and that's at 10 minutes to 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday evening. Don't forget, once again, FOMC meeting and the 2:30 presser, so that's for tomorrow. Some of your earnings calls for Tuesday, September 19th, YGE, SCS is going to be at 8:30. APOG, AZO, NEOG, and those are some of your conference calls in the morning. In the afternoon, ASNA, KOOL, AIR, ALOG, FedEx at 5 o'clock, Bed Bath & Beyond at 5, and Adobe at 5 o'clock. Let's go ahead and look at some stocks that were up today. ITUS, DMTX, NBRV, SSNI, IBIO, OA, this was a takeout. COHU, LBIX, QDEL, SIFY, CLVS, and Plug were some top gainers today. Some top losers today. We had, bear with me one second. Okay, and for our top losers, we had AEMD, KEYW, UBENT. Looks like Citron is after UBNT. They came out and said they're short the name. It's a fraud, blah, blah, blah. And so Citron is after, Andrew Left and his group are after UBNT. HMY, TDOC, Mattel was down, I think because of the Toys R Us maybe going bankrupt. Teva was down today, FINL down, and BBBY was down before their earnings. So that's some stocks that were pushed down. Some stocks that had some call activity. HALO, ESV, LB, that's L Brands, NAV, NRG, SYF, Urban, and the XLF, the financial ETF. Some put activity, we had CRM and PCRX for the unusual put activity. So let's go ahead and look at a few markets before we get into the stocks to watch. The SPX popped, and this is kind of an indecision candle up here right now. We're up near the top of the Bollinger Bands. You would expect a little bit of pullback here, maybe a retest of the 10 SMA. And so we'll see if we break this 5 EMA on the daily chart here, but a little bit of indecisiveness on that candle today. Check out the QQQ. We're kind of in this tight range here. See, we're up at this 146.50, and then we've been trying to hold this 145 spot. If that breaks, you would think we're going to come down, test the 20 SMA on the QQQ. So we'll see on that. I mean, we've had some very strong runs in NVIDIA and, Netflix and things, and I'll go through those in 1 second. IYT, let's see how that fared today. Kind of a indecisive candle today. The other day we drove down. Today they gapped it up, and so then they sold it off at the top here. So IYT, I mean, the airlines are not really doing much. AAL, JBLU, that one's down. DAL also, kind of just below the 50 SMA there, and UAL, that stock looking at new lows here. LUV, that stock pulled up, coming close to the 200 SMA and pulling back from it on LUV. SAVE, that one is also down in the lows there. CSX, some of the railroads, UNP, Union Pacific, strong. CSX up there, but showing a little bit of indecisiveness on CXX. And let's see, JBHT, the truckers, very strong. And what was it? KNX, that one pushing up, but then pulling off of the highs on KNX. YRCW, coming down to the 200 SMA there on YRCW. FedEx holding up there, but a lot of kind of topping tails, shadowing tails. Don't forget earnings tomorrow. UPS, a lot stronger than FedEx right now, but even that having a red candle today on UPS. So what else? We can take a look at the IBB, and that one not doing much today. Trying to hold above this, we'll call it 330 spot on the IBB. Still hasn't been able to get over 335. We're in this consolidation. XBI, some of the names like Juno and the smaller bios. This one, popped, but we have this indecisive candle here, right? We popped, but we pulled off the highs there on XBI. Some names are, I'd say Celgene coming up near resistance here. Amgen had a big run. That's pulling off the highs there. Guild, that one looks okay, but it's below the 10 SMA. You see it's trying to hold this 82 spot on GILD. IWC, this one, a nice continuation move, riding the 5 EMA, the micro caps. So that one looking pretty good, breaking out over resistance there and that 90 spot. So a very nice strong move there, up almost 1% for the day. IWM, also a nice continuation move, and coming up to that 144 spot on IWM. So we'll see what they want to do with that tomorrow. And when we get to the end of the video, I'll show you the futures for the overnight. Let's see, XLF, a nice pop in the XLF. This was up 1% for the day on the XLF. HACK, the hack ETF, moved up a little bit, but FEYE did have some pullback today on FEYE. So a little bit of after that big run, you would expect a little bit of a pullback in FireEye. Next up, we will take a look at ROBO, and that's Robo, and still very strong automation ETF. Very, 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 very strong. Riding this 5 EMA, new highs today on Robo. The Dow Jones Industrial Average pushing to new all-time highs here today, up about 63 points on the Dow Jones. So that's some of your markets. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of the stocks. Amazon pulling off again, back below the 50 SMA, so not doing very well today on Amazon. GOOG, Google, same thing, below the 50 SMA on Google. Facebook pulled off the highs here and rolling over a little bit below the 20 SMA on Facebook. Next up, we'll take a look at Apple itself, and after their event, pulling off a little bit down below the 10 SMA on the Apple and below the 20 SMA, but trying to hold this 158. I don't know, you think we might test the 50 SMA again around 156 area for Apple. PCLN, that one, a little bit of a pop today and drop, and still below the 50 SMA. NVIDIA had a little chink in the armor here, to be expected after that big gap up. Ran from 170 all the way up to about 191. So a little bit of a pullback in this candle and inverted hammer, and so we'll see what they want to do with that. NVIDIA, I mean, it's had a big run. Tesla remains very strong and steady, riding the 5 EMA, trying to break out over that 390 spot. Was resistance before, so kind of a topping tail there on Tesla. Netflix, let's look at Netflix, just riding along the 5 EMA, trying to take out that 185 spot next on Netflix. CMG, Chipotle, that one's down at the lows. Looks like it may retest that 300 spot on CMG. If it breaks that 300, you could get even more ugly down to maybe like 280 or something like that on CMG. So we did Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, Priceline, Netflix, CMG. We did the airlines. Some of the casino names pulling off from the highs. You see that spike up through the Bollinger Band on MGM and then the pullback from it. Win, this one is holding up and trying to get back over maybe 145, but we did pull back after that spike up through the Bollinger Band. What else is there? MLCO. That one popped a little bit today, and LVS, not much happening there. We needs to get over that 6450 area for LVS. That's some of the casino names. we will go right into the watch list. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the futures for tonight. You can see the Dow futures are pretty much flat. The S&P futures a little bit negative at the moment, and the NASDAQ futures up about 2 on the futures. As far as gold goes tonight, gold is up $1.50 so far for the evening session. And let's go ahead and get into that watch list. All right, this AAOI came up off the bottom today. It's been holding around this 55 spot, big pop up to 66. So we'll see if there's any type of maybe red to green move in that AAOI for tomorrow. ACIA, this one has been holding the 50 SMA communications company, and so we are basing under, we'll call it that 46.50 area. So I'll have this one on watch. I don't know if it's going to do it tomorrow. You could see we're kind of in this like wedge. All right, and so we'll see if we can break out over that 46. I don't know if that's all going to happen tomorrow, but we are holding this 50 SMA. We had popped off of it before, so we'll see if we want to continue. AMD, you know, after holding the 200 SMA or around that area, that 1250 area, it did pop today. Didn't like how it finished, but it is trying to hold back above the 50 SMA. You see it popped here and pulled back, so now we're going to have to get kind of a continuation candle to see what this wants to do on AMD. Next up we have BRS. This is one of those oil and gas equipment names, and I got slammed down here. It's kind of been holding this $7 area and it's popping a little bit now, so maybe some type of continuation move in the name. CAPR, we played this one in the room. The first time I played it, we took a couple of pennies lost. Then we traded again over $1.25, and we got a pop up to about $1.34. Not a big winner. It was an afternoon trade, and the trade was over, I guess around, yeah, it was 125, and then it popped up. So a small trade, but maybe some continuation in this name. 4 million shares traded in the name on CAPR, CLSN. This one we traded in the morning today, and we got this one up to I personally got it up to 184, and then a little bit more of that 186. I kind of tick-topped the top there on CLSN, and but this one will be on watch for tomorrow too. Got about 15 cents on this trade this morning. That was one of our day trading trades. One of our trades that's really doing well is this SQ, and we traded this one over 26.85 for the 27 break, and it's trading up to 29 now. So this was a beautiful swing trade in the room. We also traded GoPro also, and we had a big move from 10.55 all the way up to about 11.75. So we do swing trading, day trading at ZOZO Stock Watch. Next one up we'll take a look at is DNR, and we're trying to get back over this 50 SMA on DNR, oil and gas play. It had a high today of $1.30, so looking for that break of $1.30, 4.6 million shares. DQ, this one popped today. We'll see if there's any kind of setup in this tomorrow. Volume is about 200,000, so it's a little bit light for the volume. It's a semiconductor equipment name. Speaking of that, AMAT had a nice push up today on a upgrade, and this one we talked about yesterday's video on the stocks to watch. This ESV, it's popping here. Some topping tails. 11 million shares came in. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. It's back above the 50 SMA. We'll see if we get a move out of that. EYES, it had some pops in it, but then it dropped right off. It's not a favorite. You see it pops, drops, but it popped again today, but not a favorite. I'll have it on watch. ITUS, big pop in this name, maybe like a red to green. Maybe it'll pull back to $1.15 or $1.20. And we'll see if we get a setup in this ITUS, KOPN. Nice pop in this name, semiconductor name, 1.4 million. Trying to get out over this congestion here. LITE, This one, if it can ever get through that 550, maybe we get the break of $60 on LITE. So I like that one. 1.6 million shares, MGTI. Nice pop in this name. Looking for that 275 break on MGTI, MRTX. Like I said, this one was upgraded after hours tonight, price target 18. So we'll see if we get some kind of setup in this MRTX, NLNK. Now, this one has pulled back from the highs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row after that big pop. So I'm going to have this one on watch and see if we can get some kind of reversal up here, maybe over 1225-ish. You might get a continuation move, but we'll see how it sets up intraday. NTNX, nice pop today off of the 50 SMA. You see it pops here, pulled back. Let's see if this one can get up through 23 and maybe make a continuation move in NTNX. NVCN, nice pop today on NVCN, 1.3 million shares. If it got back over, say $1.55, $1.53 in that area, we might get a continuation. OPXA, nice pop through the consolidation here. Looking for maybe a continuation move on OPXA. RAD, it's moving up here. We do have this 100 SMA in the way, but if it gets over maybe 280, that high of today, the 100 SMA is at 294, so maybe we'll get a continuation move. Supposedly, the merger with WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance, is back on, so we'll see if RAD will give us a trade. 53 million shares traded. SITO, nice pop today. Need some kind of red to green, I think, on this name. SPLK, nice pop. Back above the 5 EMA. This one, if it can get over, say 68, 55 spot, maybe we'll get a continuation move in Splunk. And then I guess you could look at Workday also, maybe. But this one is below the 10 SMA. I like SPLK a little bit better, so we'll see on that one. SWN, looking for the break of this 100 SMA. The high today was 609, so maybe 610, 611. The 100 SMA is at 604, and it closed at 603. So SWN looks interesting. TEL, I've been watching this one for a long time, and a watched pot never boils, it seems. I want to see if it can get over maybe like 1080, 1090, and maybe I'll get this break of 11. As you can see, there's like a seller up here at around 1110, and but TEL is up today. LNG also moved up today, but you see that one's having problems around that 44 spot on LNG. So we'll see what TEL wants to do. Last one is this VBLT pop today on over 300,000 shares. So we'll see if this sets up maybe intraday on VBLT. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching the videos. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button if you like these videos. Retweet the videos if you like them. This is ZOZO Stock Watch. I do have a trading chat room now. We do day trades, swing trades, and we did really well on our swing trades. And we've been open for about 2 weeks. And we are just, doing really well with swing trades. Today we had some very nice day trades, and the room is going very well. So if you want to join me there, there's some special pricing. I'll put it down in the description. And once again, thank you so much for the support on the channel, and hope this information is helping you become a better trader. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.